No one would watch this if Caitlin Clark wasn't a part of it. What does Caitlin Clark have to do to earn the respect of the WNBA? The players have voted her 9th among all guards for the All-Star team.
Paige Bueckers is 4th in the player rank. Rookie white girl that's 5 spots ahead of Caitlin Clark. It just makes you look petty and jealous. Property of Caitlin Clark supporters that the league sees as a threat to them, so they hate Caitlin Clark for that reason. It's not just an issue of race.
Caitlin Clark brings the ratings. She brings the fans to the All-Star game vote. If you're curious, last year's All-Star game voting for the two teams combined, all 30 players, 1.1 million, 1.17 million total votes combined. The fan base for Caitlin Clark.
That may have been 2 years ago, before Caitlin Clark was in the league.
2023, you're right, you're right. Clark set a WNBA record, 1.29 million votes from fans. Just her alone. Yet the players have voted her 9th among all guards for the All-Star team. I can't make this up. I tried not to let it bug me, but yet it's jealousy, right? I mean, there's nothing else. They don't have to say anything. This speaks for itself. The anonymous vote speaks for itself, where they're doing this out of spite. And by the way, it's not like Angel Reese was treated better in this regard. She's 12th in voting for the front court. So there you have it. The WNBA wants us to take the league serious, but can we? Can we when they're not actually voting for the players who are legitimately all-star and beyond for MVP candidacy right now in Vegas?
Well, I've never taken the WNBA All-Star Game seriously, so I'm going to continue to not take it seriously. I don't take anything that the WNBA players decide on very seriously, because
they want us to take
they've proven time and time again that they think they're serious and smart, and they're not.
No. And
they don't do things that are serious. Can we flash that vote up there, that last graph that you guys put up there one more time, please? Because something really jumps out to me here. Paige Bueckers is 4th in the player rank.
That's what I'm saying.
So here is a rookie white girl that's 5 spots ahead of Caitlin Clark, and the big knock would be, oh, everybody just likes Caitlin Clark because she's white and she's from Middle America, so we're going to vote her 9th, and she's in her 2nd year. She hasn't earned it yet. Paige Bueckers has barely played WNBA games.
I know.
As a rookie, and she ranks 5 spots ahead of Caitlin Clark. No, another reason not to take any of this seriously.
And Chad, it's not like Caitlin Clark doesn't have the players' backs here. She also bent the knee.
Not to the level Paige Bueckers has.
No, but
who both bent the knee. But you're right, she has.
She has, and that alone doesn't get you the respect in the W. You have to just be. You have to blend in, right? You just have to be a part of the league. I guess you need to fly commercial and not have a CBA that's coming up, or a great television contract or eyeballs on the product. I don't understand it. No one would watch this if Caitlin Clark wasn't a part of it, the All-Star game. And people will know. Just like they watch the WNBA draft.
It's just, it shows, it's not, this is not some issue of, well, this shows how the WNBA players really know their league and understand the players in the league, because everything you see with Caitlin Clark, you know that she's one of the best.
Yeah. Vegas can tell us that.
It shows their pettiness. It shows the envy. It shows the spite of players in the league. That's what it shows. It just doesn't. This is so beyond petty, insecure, everything that you want to throw out there to describe what it would take to get the women of the WNBA to decide that Caitlin Clark is the 9th best guard for the All-Star voting. It's dumb.
It's voting for voting for yourself.
It shines this light on. There's a lot of people with eyes on Caitlin Clark, and they want a reason to watch more Caitlin Clark games and care about the WNBA. But when WNBA players continue to do dumb things like this, it doesn't endear yourself to anyone.
Well,
it's not going to help your ratings. It's not going to help your fan bases. It just makes you look petty
It does.
And jealous. That's all it is.
Well, so keep this in mind. We say the players know the league. They are just doing this out of spite. Now, look at the fan voting results. Look at the millions of votes here for Caitlin Clark. You have Collier. By the way, the fans know the league. The top 2 vote getters are the top 2 odds-on favorites in Vegas right now to win MVP. There's Aaliyah Boston, Asia Wilson, Brianna Stewart, who's right now 3rd in MVP odds. Chad, this is the league right there. Those are the faces of the WNBA, and they don't want one face to represent it. However, I will give the media credit. I was surprised to see the media vote that they didn't vote Angel Reese higher.
They had her like third. They had Caitlin Clark 3rd, I think, in the voting.
No, I'm saying that Angel Reese was also low on from the media's standpoint. Now, rewind this to last year. We have the great debate.
Was Christine Brennan allowed to vote on this?
I don't know.
She was not banned, right? They attempted to ban her.
Well, they tried to. Yeah,
they tried to, and
they tried to revoke her
failure.
credential. Yeah, and that did not work out.
So I bet she voted.
Yes. Dickie V's even pissed off for greatness.
Dickie V knows ball.
He went off. He's calling out. He was ripping the WNBA. He says, "Absolutely pure jealousy."
It's jealousy, baby.
Someday they will realize what she has done for all of the players in the WNBA. Chartered planes, increase in salary, sold out crowds, improved TV ratings.
Dickie V's a big OutKick guy. Who knew?
Yeah, Dickie V.
He's been reading OutKick.
Absolutely pure jealousy in all caps.
Dickie knows. It's jealousy, baby. That's all
jealousy,
it is.
baby.
It's envy. Nafisa Collier. What are you saying? PTP'er. That's what Dickie V's screaming right now. Paige Bueckers, a rookie.
Yeah, a rookie.
Paige Bueckers. That's what's shocking.
Where is she on the?
This again is not. It's not just an issue of race.
No.
It's an issue of my mentions now are filled with people with American flags in their bio, and it's because of Caitlin Clark. So now I hate Caitlin Clark. It's the transitive property of Caitlin Clark supporters that the league sees as a threat to them, so they hate Caitlin Clark for that reason. And Paige Bueckers doesn't bring that level of shine.
Let's show this. Here's the what Chad's referencing. And it's not like Bueckers plays in Dallas, okay? It's not like New York, LA. Yeah. It's not like we're tuning in to watch her play the way we tune in to watch Caitlin Clark.
The Dallas Wings are not the biggest fan base in the WNBA.
I do want to say something, though. At some point, we have to stop letting this get to us. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Whether or not the players are voting for Caitlin Clark. We're tuned in anyway. So, at some point, you have to stop and stop letting them affect your day. Some people are only happy when they're unhappy. I try not to be one of them. Sometimes I can be. Sometimes I let it get to me.
You're a real asshole sometimes.
But, yeah,
we all know that.
But at least I'm transparent about it. I try to be self-aware.
Yeah, of course.
This is
we all
a
can
situation where we continue to stir this where I don't think Caitlin cares about this. She have a bonus based on how many fan votes she gets versus
based on how many
votes?
Player votes?
Yeah. She is, Chad, you brought this up yesterday. She is questionable or probable to play tonight?
Well, here's the we get into all these arguments where everybody ends up sounding like a hypocrite in the end at times.
Right. If you just go, you said it well. It's an all-star game.
Yeah,
you said it well.
I mean, where's this game played? Where is WNBA All-Star Weekend?
Maybe it's probably in Indiana.
Is it a lot like the NBA All-Star Weekend? Remember where all of the sneaker chasers show up in the hotel lobbies?
Yeah.
Are there a bunch of men who show up for the WNBA players in the lobby, groupies all over the WNBA All-Star Weekend?
Does she have her own shoe? Lobby? Does she have her own shoe?
I'm sure she does.
Does Paige Bueckers?
But Hutton, here's where everybody kind of becomes a hypocrite in all this.
Yeah.
And you can go to our mentions on this at times if we post a Caitlin Clark video or show something, letting you behind the curtain a little bit here. Angel Reese, yeah. It's always it's the same argument from the same person, and both of them can't be true.
Right.
And here's what I mean by that. It's who gives a shit? It's the WNBA.
Right.
None of these women can play basketball. Clay Travis would destroy Angel Reese in one-on-one. He's a man. She's a woman who can't hit a layup. Followed by These women owe their lives to Caitlin Clark. You can't imagine what she's done for them. The money, the flights. They need to be on their knees begging Caitlin Clark to never retire for what she's done for the WNBA. And then the next day, right back to, why the hell are you guys talking about the WNBA again? Who cares? Nobody cares. The league sucks. Followed by, Caitlin Clark is the goddess of the WNBA, and she's made this a profitable business. It's just, well, both can't be true.
Well, the thing is,
either also, you're paying attention now because of Caitlin Clark, and she's helped the league.
That's it.
And you respect Caitlin Clark's ability because she's able to go out there and be a dynamo in women's basketball. So, in turn, you also respect the game of women's basketball a little bit. Or you don't care about any of it.
You don't care.
And it's all a big turnoff, and it doesn't matter.
So, but it was always that way.
Both can't be true.
Right? Dickie V's all in. Donnie2424 responded to him on social media, but the tweet I read, and said charter flights in the mix a few years before her. It was actually for 3 teams, I think. It says salaries increased before her. I mean, she's making about $75,000 right now, base salary, WNBA. I think it rises to it can rise to a little over $1 million, $1.5 million by the time her contract expires.
Never trust anyone with back-to-back duplicate numbers.
24-24
in their bio.
TV ratings up, absolutely. Again, started to creep up before her. Does she bring excitement to the game? Absolutely, but she is not the best thing that has happened to the W. A lot started before her. That's now the new slogan. You know, you have the me bounds, and now it's before her. And look at Dickie V though. He's all in. It's not my opinion, but they're facts.
Yes, she's the best thing to happen. We're going to have like AD and BC. We're going to now have BH before her.
Yeah, and I'd like how
Cheryl Swoops, BH.
Dick Vitale.
You guys ever heard of Cynthia Cooper?
Yeah.
We owe a lot to her in the WNBA too.
Yeah.
Who is this Caitlin Clark person?
Cheryl Miller.
Cheryl Miller. Oh my gosh.
Shamiqua?
Lisa Leslie.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie.
One of my favorite Super Bowl interviews. Yeah. It's a great interview, Lisa Leslie.
Great chat with her.
She dunked in a game.
She dunked.
Last I checked, Caitlin Clark can't dunk.
Yeah. At least
these salaries
Dick
are
Vitale, thank
skyrocketing
you
way
for
before.
not going with the W on your answer there. On your reply.
This is Dick Vitale we're talking about, not Monica McNutt.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll
Here's your
never say
updated WNBA MVP odds, Chad. Again, you have to read left to right. It's not vertical, it's horizontal. So there's Collier and Clark. And then there's the rest of
we go to the Netherlands to get our odds as we go left to right. That's how we read it in Europe.
So they had the media and the players have Angel Reese about where she is on the vote for them on this MVP odds. She's on the page, but she's not, prominent. And then they have Caitlin Clark down there too, and it's just kind of stupid.
Hutton, the smart money play is on Sato Sabali at plus 15,000.
Yeah.
If you really want to make some bank,
Sabali?
I'd go ahead and put some money down on Sato.
I'll just put it on Collier, I guess.
The only Sato that I have heard of is Sato in Karate Kid 2 that fights against Mr. Miyagi the entire film in Okinawa. That's the Sato that I know. I don't know Sato Sabali. I need to do some more work. Any relation to Cedric Sabalos? I'm aware of Cedric Sabalos.
Hype guy, man. Very underrated for the
Cedric Sabalos
inside the arena.
But 1996, I think, was a big year for old Ced Sabalos for the Lakers.
Yeah.
Had a good run for about 3 seasons.
He was like the DJ and all that stuff for the Suns. Remember we went to the Suns-Mavs game?
Ced Sabalos was doing some DJ work?
Yes, on the mic. He was. Also on the mic was Paul Finebaum.
Mm-hmm.
What? Just when I think that Paul Finebaum can't be any more SEC, he has this to say.
He was way too loyal to Quinn Ewers, who was banged up and was really ineffective. Had Arch Manning been instituted in the second half of that game, like Nick Saban did a couple of years ago with Tagovailoa, I think there's a reasonably good chance that Texas would have beaten Ohio State and won the national championship. They're very capable of doing it again this year. I believe also that Arch Manning is the best college football quarterback we have seen since Tim Tebow entered the scene in 2006.
I'm with him, and then he has to take it up to that notch. He has to take a knee with Tebow. and do it for Arch. And I'm not there yet. Not after 2.5 games. Just not there. However, I'm with them on the whole, like, could they have won more? Sure. But they win 11-3 in the games that we saw from Ewers. How did Spurrier say it? I think we have that. Here's Spurrier mentioning Ewers earlier this week.
They've got Arch Manning already winning the Heisman, too. Yep. And my question is, if he was this good, how come they let Quinn Ewers play all the time last year? If
even though he was hurt a lot.
Yeah.
I love this man.
And he was a 7th-round pick.
Yes, exactly.
And Arch is going,
and now they're saying Arch is going to be the first pick.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Well, you only have to ask the coach, Sark. Yeah. How come you played that one instead of this one? Hopefully you'll say, because we thought he was better in that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you played one guy and not the other?
I love him.
Why you played this one instead of this one?
Yeah.
Instead of that one.
Chad, you sent me this link to Finebaum, and
I love that
my
man
response
so much.
was, man, just when I think this guy can't be more, with the conference, it just means more. You thought what?
Well, I thought sort of along the lines of what Coach Spurrier was saying was if Paul Finebaum, first off, it's a ridiculous hot take for hot take's sake. Like he was on, I think, First Take when he said this, and it's as if he wrote down, what can I say today to get aggregated? And we are aggregating this and talking about it. So job well done, Paul Finebaum. But that's what he was saying when he did it. It caught my attention. Guilty as charged. So he wins the day by saying it. But it's clearly a take that he brought in and said, if I say this, he's trying to get to at the very end of his answer to the question about Arch Manning.
He flipped it in there.
I want to get it in there because then people are going to react to what I'm saying. I don't think he believes it. But if he truly believes this, then he also should believe that Steve Sarkisian should be fired for malpractice, for deciding to start an oft-injured 7th-round NFL draft pick at quarterback over the greatest quarterback of the last 2 decades of college football. Tim Tebow was around in 2006, 2007, 2008. Okay? Over the last 17 years, some quarterbacks that, according to Paul Finebaum, is worse than Arch Manning, who, by the way, played some, didn't light the world on fire when he played. Okay? He was good. He had a good stat line. It's not like I watched him and thought, boy, this guy is going to revolutionize the quarterback position in college. I think he's going to be very good. I think he's going to have a very good year for Texas with a great supporting cast. But before we crown him the best, keep in mind, guys like Cam Newton, who went undefeated and won a national title at Auburn, have won the Heisman. Robert Griffin III, a guy by the name of Johnny Football, John Manziel, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Joe Burrow. These are all Heisman Trophy winners. Jaden Daniels, over the last 17 years since Tim Tebow. Paul Finebaum is telling you that right now, Arch Manning, never been a full-time starter, is better than all those guys. Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, Johnny Manziel, Cam Newton, and the like. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous hot take. But again, I go back to if that turns out to be true, because you could say, and I buy this, if you say, look, I've seen the guy play enough. I know his pedigree. I know who he is as a competitor.
Yep.
I think he has the chance to be the biggest college sensation at quarterback since Tim Tebow. I'm fine with that. If you want to say he has the opportunity to do it,
he's going to be,
and I believe he can get there, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But if that's the truth, Steve Sarkisian should be fired.
Well, so Sarkisian sticks with Ewers. Played 12 games last year where he had that oblique issue. It was a strain. That's what they called it. And then after the season, they said it was a torn oblique. All 3 seasons, dude was banged up whenever he played. Even going back to high school, he had like a core muscle issue. All that being said, he leads Texas to their first conference championship since 2014. Back-to-back 10-win seasons. And he's the number 3 all-time passer in Longhorn history. I don't want to crap all over Quinn Ewers here because I get the loyalty to the guy who's there and he's doing his thing. He didn't suck, but Chad, I'm with you. if you don't pull the plug the way Saban did, and Finebaum referenced this, the way Saban did with Jalen Hurts and Tua, well, got to go, man, because maybe you do win some extra games. Because Arch wasn't great, but I mean, did he clock he was the fastest quarterback in college, or one of the top 3 or 4?
In game, he got a max miles per hour that was as fast as anybody.
In his 2 starts, 937 yards, 9 touchdown passes. He also has 4 rushing touchdowns on 25 rushing attempts. I mean, again, part of that is opponent. Mississippi State was his first start, right? All that being said, Chad, I don't know why he flips that in at the very end of it.
Well,
because everything else I'm on board with.
Yeah. So if we're going to make the whole Tim Tebow, let's make it the Tim Tebow comparison. What Urban Meyer did with Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow won 2 national titles.
Yeah, I don't know how to make the comparison.
06 and 08. Well, there's an easy way to make it here because it is kind of similar. But Arch wasn't really used later in the year, I guess. Yes, as Ewers was hurt. But keep in mind in 06, Tim Tebow was not the starting quarterback.
No, C.J. Leak.
Chris Leak.
Oh, Chris Leak.
C.J. Leak was his brother. Chris Leak was a starting quarterback. And Tebow was used as a runner, right, primarily. He would come in short yardage, and they had a package for Tim Tebow. They won a national title. Texas fell 1 game short of a national title, and Arch Manning was in there. Look, if Arch Manning goes out and wins a Heisman and wins Tebow did not win the national title the year he won the Heisman. That was the in-between year. He won it in 07 when I think they lost 3 or 4 games. Florida did. Then in 08, they won the national title again with Tim Tebow as a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, if Arch goes and wins 1 national title, could win 2 if he sticks around for both years, which I think that he will.
I do too.
Then guess what? Paul Finebaum looks like a genius.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't. He's already anointing him that. You see what I'm saying? Like we're giving him credit to be able to look back on what he said. He's already proclaiming it like the second coming is here. And really, I mean, in terms of the hype, the last name, he put Tebow and Manning on a shelf for college football, you get return on investment. So, I mean, from that angle, yes. Better than Ewers.
I also think that Manning will have a slightly better pro career than Tim Tebow had.
I think so.
If we're going to make that comparison.
I think so.
I haven't even seen Arch Manning as a full-time starter, but I'm willing to bet his pro career goes better as an NFL quarterback.
By the way, the new college football game, he's the 9th rated player in the game.
I wonder how much money he got. Remember he was holding out?
Oh, yeah.
To be in the game? I wonder what he settled on.
I bet he got more than the coaches.
You think Raising Cane's subsidized it because he does so many ads for them?
What do you know?
We'll pay you an extra $100,000.
Is he allowed to touch that money yet?
Is he allowed? Do you think they just put in a fund for him?
Remember, he could not access the NIL until he accomplished something as a player. That's what his dad said.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
hopefully it's not like a Macaulay Culkin situation and they just pocket all the money. I don't think the Manning family needs it.
Or Michael Orr.
Yeah, we put it in an investment we thought was going to get really liquid quickly. It didn't. Sorry.
There's
all that NIL money.
Good burger for you. Beer. Raising Cane's. I've never been to Raising Cane's.
It's good.
Never been.
It's good. It's no Otters. Chicken tenders.
I don't need to go.
That makes us want Otters, the return of Otters.
Don't need to go. Don't need to go.
Hud and I are going to start an Otters franchise. We're going to bring back the Otters brand.
If you haven't had Otters
but it's very
sauce.
similar. It's like the chicken tender sauce, the standard tangy type sauce. They have cane sauce. It's good.
Here's what I like about Otters. They didn't go cheap on us and shrink the chicken tenders.
Yeah, the chicken tenders were huge.
Zaxby's did that to us.
Right.
Now, and Otters they stayed true to form, and then they went out of business.
The claim, Hutton, is that I remember talking to a proprietor of an Otters chicken tenders franchise, and they went small too. They shrunk the size of their tenders.
Oh.
The claim was that the chicken industry did it to them. That every tender that was provided was smaller. I don't buy it either.
I don't buy it.
There was a food truck in my neighborhood this weekend.
Go for it.
That was a chicken tender food truck. And by God, they got big, plump, juicy tenders in that food truck. So if that food truck,
that's approved.
That's just a family-run business, can find plump, fat, juicy chicken tenders, then I think that Raising Cane's or Otters or anyone else can too.
Otters, we salute you, except for this one moment.
Bring back the fat, huge tender.
Dick. Bring back.
I want a big tender.
Yeah. Bring back the chicken tender instead of the chicken nugget.
The chicken tender restaurant concept has really blown up in recent years.
What hasn't? Sushi's really blown up.
Sushi's been, it's
here it has.
It's gotten bigger.
Every quarter.
There's a little girl on my softball team that eats sushi for her snack. In between games. She's 9 years old. And every time she comes up to me and she says, shout out to Emma on the softball team.
What number?
Our shortstop. She's number 5.
All right.
Emma. And she walks up to me. She's like, Coach Chad, you want some sushi? And I just say, sure. And I take whatever she's got and I dip it in the soy sauce. Could be 97 degrees outside. Fresh? And I eat the sushi. It's fine. I mean, her mom keeps it, in a cooler.
You would know. I mean,
in a cooler the whole time. The sushi's good. I tell her mom that I make a habit that I will accept any food offered to me by Emma. So that's our deal.
Okay.
Like in between games, if she's got a snack for me, I'm eating it. I never say no.
I don't know if Otters is officially out of business. It's just not available here. Here's the logo. If you see it, go try it. No
that's
free
it.
shout-outs. That's it. Coming up, Chad, wait until you see the...
we need him back in Tennessee, though. That's our argument.
I had some fun with this.
If anyone's watching that can make it happen, you got a couple of investors right here on the show that may invest with you.
Yeah, we'll start our own franchise.
Yeah. We'll bootleg them right here. The 6 of Peabody.
The audacity of me yesterday saying that it was championship or bust for Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh.
How dare you, Hutton?
There are some that really believe this. Like what they've been doing is good enough. That's next here on Hot Mic.